In verse 14, interesting. Look who starts the dialogue. The Bible said, then came to him the disciples of John. You on the line? And that would trigger a thought in my mind, because why would John's disciples be going to Jesus to question him about something that his folk are not doing? You said, well, what, come up again? Because John, at this time, is in prison. Not for stealing, not for killing, but simply telling somebody it's wrong to take your brother's wife. So John's in prison. That's how we are. We major in matters. So they go up to Jesus, these disciples, and say, well, we came to him, and the disciples said, John's disciples said, well, why do we and the Pharisees fast often, but your disciples, they don't fast? Like you can trip me up. Only you told me a curveball, I sure can't answer. Well, what Jesus? In 15, the Bible says, and Jesus said unto them, can the children of the bride chamber mourn as long as the bridegroom is with them? Now, he could have stopped that, but they can't answer that. That's a question. He said, but the days will come. And notice days is plural. But the days will come when the bridegroom shall be taken from them, and then they shall fast. Now, to give them some foundation to the answer, Jesus goes up. Now, see in 16, he just keeps going. He said, and no man put a piece of new cloth onto an old garment. Just don't you're saying, you know that. You don't be throwing a patch on my virtues when I want them to. He said, if no man put on an old garment, he said, but that which is put in to fill it up, take it from the garment, and the rent is made worth. In other words, and most of you ladies know that, because most clothes they sell in the store now, men's clothes, and they pre-sold. Keep them from shrinking. In other words, you don't go out there and buy you a 40 and go home and wash it 2 or 3 times and they turn out to 35. We know that now. They didn't have that then. They didn't understand the concept. If you put a new patch on a hole and you wash it, because it's not pre-shrunk, it's going to shrink. And the patch turned the cloth worse. But Jesus got to fix this thing. And he says, and just like they don't do that, in verse 17, he said, and neither do men put new wine into old bottles, else the bottle breaks, the wine run it out, and the bottle perish. But they put new wine into new bottles, and they both preserve. What a lesson. It'll take me a few minutes. You okay?
Yes, all right.
If you into titles, and I know this is good for sweetheart, not just sweetheart, but people in general. The title is Jesus the God of Hopelessness. Have you ever been in a hopeless situation? Now, what's hopeless to you may not equate to being hopeless to me. You understand? Because hopeless is what it is that you define to you as being hopeless. Now, if I run out of gas on 295 at midnight, I feel hopeless. When I was young, I wouldn't feel like that. I'd get out the car and walk back and forth. But now, I ain't getting out the car. And Smitty ain't gonna get up where he can't see. He hopeless. A younger person would not, in the same condition, would not feel hopeless. Make sense? Some of us take any situation and elevate it and make it what we would call hopeless. You receive a paycheck bi-weekly. The week you don't receive that check, and what you call an emergency pop-up, you feel, how silly. But Jesus, in our text, first of all, is being confronted by hypocrites. John's disciples, and certainly the Pharisees. And when you dig down in, even though they say we fast, but they don't fast for what they need. They're taking fast, like some folk today, and made it a sideshow. In fact, the Bible said, and Jesus asked them later on, when you look over in Mark, we talk about the same thing, why do you all get long face when you fast? Yeah, why do you go around telling people, I'm fasting? Are you fasting for a religious purpose, or are you fasting just to say, I'm fasting? And then we do it wrong. When we go fast, we do it wrong. Initially, the book said, get in your clothes. Your neighbor don't need to know you fast. We want everybody. Child, I won't be out tonight. I'm fasting. But fasting in the text is not what the text, when we talk about Jesus being the Lord of hopeless situation, is not what we really want to deal with. It's fasting. But that question opened the text. Jesus began to continue to teach, and then we see what the real issue is. It's bigger than this when you read it from Mark 5, but I'm going to stay here. So in verse 3 he says, and behold, a woman which was diseased. You on the line? With an issue of blood 12 years, came behind him and touched the hem of his garment. I see right away that this lady had a hopeless situation. First of all, she'd been with this problem. We don't know that she'd been hemorrhaging blood for 12 years. And that in itself is hopeless.